What's going on, guys? To another episode of Consciously Curious. Today we have RKB, who is an artist, a local artist, a musician in Chicago. He is coming from all the way LA. I've had the pleasure of getting to know him over the last couple years, and I'm always blown away by how he carries himself around others and around himself, and he just has a certain amount of integrity about him, and I can't wait to share his story as well as his passion. And welcome. Thanks for spending some time with us, RKB.
What's poppin'?
Yeah, what's poppin'?
Let's keep it going,
Let's
man.
keep it going.
It's time to do it.
I'm always blown away, like I said earlier, by how you carry yourself. So how long have you been in the game? And by game, I mean the music industry.
I mean, well, it started, but like with a lot of people, man, it started out when you're young. You see artists and you be passionate about the art form in itself. And then even before all of that, when I was younger, I was just one of those cats who was into all the art forms of MCing, breaking, graffiti.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The only thing I didn't really do was the DJing part. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't get up into the DJing part, but everything else, as far as the breaking, pop locking, the break dancing, graffiti, all that I was involved in.
Right.
MCing, rapping, doing shows. So I was involved for a long period of my life, man. So it's like, and right now it's like I did a CD earlier, years back, at every show I was doing, like on the West Coast. I was in the LBC.
Right.
And even in Chicago, every time I did a show, I always had like something to offer, like a CD to sell, and that was my way of just saying, keep this. I want to be a household name. You know what I mean? You try to stand what it is you do, your art and your craft into the minds and the heart of people, man. So it's like I always want to go to the stage with something to sell them. I wasn't trying to even sell it for a whole lot of bread either. I was just selling my CDs for $5, man.
Right.
So,
You're just trying to spread the good word.
And pretty much just have a part of me, with them in their music collection. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even all about
making
trying
money.
to get all their damn money. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna stop doing it regardless if they buy the damn CD or not. It don't matter. I'm gonna keep doing what I do. You know what I mean? So it ain't like I'm trying, whether I get you for all your money or not, I'm gonna keep doing this. You know what I mean? So
well, you're in it for the long haul.
Yeah, I'm an artist. I'm an MC, man, and not only that, it's like when you do what you do, rhythmatically, with music, man, you pretty much you chime in the different zones of music, man. Like I'm just not a hip hop artist. You know what I'm saying? I pretty much stem out and what I do it extends, beyond to different music genres. And that's just saying you got to be well-rounded, not only in your way of thinking, but also in your way of creating when you're creating this music stuff. Because you're trying to reach different masses of people,
right?
And it's gonna be hard to do that if you so locked in. You know what I'm saying?
Which is interesting because in the business world and in the marketing world, when you're trying to create a brand, or a movement, or a product, or a service, the rule of thumb is to be as specific, as targeted as you can, because if you're too broad, you're really not going to appeal to anyone. But you're telling me that you can mix a little of hip hop, you can mix a little of house, bring it together, and maybe make it your
reggae.
own. Or reggae, and make it.
You can, and it's good to grow with different genres of music because it elevates you and it challenges you and your creative sense. And if you're a master at what it is you do. You know what I mean? If you walk around, you say you're the greatest at this and you're the best at that and you unstoppable. You can't be fucked with, nobody can touch you, this, that, and the third. If you that person, then you can elevate and create masterpieces on all types of music genres. You know what I mean? Because you a master at what you do. All you doing is formicating it or making a form to where it falls in place with a new music background or feel. It's like you visiting unmarked territory. You know what I mean? It's like you going out here, you in this wilderness, you don't know what the hell might come your way or what's out there.
Right.
But you do know how to survive in the wilderness.
Right.
Although you never been to this part of the jungle before.
I love that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you
Taking
know,
a leap of faith.
when the nighttime come, your ass gonna have to know how to start some fire,
Yeah.
cook something to
Yeah.
eat, stay warm, and all these things. It's survival. And you know, and when you wrap yourself in what it is you do, man, you understand. You become a master of what it is you do. So you never feel like you pressed or somebody can bite what you got going on because you can always elevate.
Right.
You know, one who can always elevate ain't never trapped or can never be stopped. So that's the thing. It's like what we say now is revival. I've been saying that a lot lately. It's just all about the revival of things. You know, it's the betterment, the improvement.
Right.
You know, as long as you constantly think revival, you know, can't nobody stop you.
Right,
you know what I mean? Because you constantly on.
So
better.
with the current state of like rap and hip hop and trap and like, I just feel like it's the same rehashed stuff, you know. And I've heard a couple of your upcoming tracks and like I'm just blown away by how you have this like unique way of going about it, and as far as like the words that you use, the lyrics that you use, and the beats that you use, you're kind of mixing nostalgia with trying to instill like an emotion in people. You're trying to like get a certain emotion out of people, and I love that.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm driven toward, and I don't want to get too vocal in this interview about
The current states.
the plan of what. The vision of what it is I'm at with what I'm doing creatively because
Sure, yeah.
certain
Still
things shouldn't
under
be
wraps.
said.
I hear you.
You know,
I hear
because I can give off too much.
Sure.
But the thing is, I'm inspired by a lot of other creations, instrumentally. You know, plus instrumentals and everything, and sometimes lyrical, depending on the artist, but. And where I'm at with it right now is trying to develop, more so what people are, what they driven towards. Not really what they want to hear or what they want to buy, but what they soul is driven to be vibrant towards. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So when I listen to stuff,
let me pause right there. Sorry about that. That's the pupper screaming. They got the jar of peanut butter. So you're talking about drawing your inspiration. So you know, based off the handful of tracks that you've teased me with, how do you go about finding the inspiration?
You know, I like to. What's deep about it? It's a lot of good stuff that's never really been fully exposed in the way that it should have got exposed, and a lot of these artists sometimes some of the stuff that I've been played as my background music with my sample tracks is stuff that haven't even been played in the United States.
That's insane.
Or a lot of these guys, like I say, never been played in American clubs.
Right.
But it falls under the whole title of dance music.
Okay.
And I search, and a lot of this stuff be old stuff. You know what I mean? A lot of this stuff just be old music from 2010, 2014,
Right. That just never made it to the charts.
I mean, it got out.
Right, yeah.
It just didn't get acclaim.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I was telling a friend the other day, I was like, man, I mean, a lot of this stuff that I do like to throw vocals on, it gets out, but it never get the acclaim. I feel as if I'm inspired in this day and time now by the stuff that was made in that day and time then, why not reinvent it to people who don't know about it like I did, and it can expose and inspire more people to dig back into a lost art form of music.
Sure.
Because a lot of that stuff is just lost art forms of music. Some of this new generation don't even know what house music is. They don't even know what house music is. They be like, house music, what is that? And the thing is, Chicago on the whole is the land, like the Godfather, landlord, capital of house music.
When you told me the first time, I didn't know that.
It originated here.
Okay.
That's why I'm like, and you can walk to anybody right now and say, man, you know what house music is? They be like, these new kids will be like,
yeah.
They'll say no though, because like a lot of these,
but it wouldn't be like
the kids
the
who like
original
trap,
house music.
like who know trap, they be like, house, what's that? But the thing is, Um, it's like, but what House has done is combined a lot of soul too, like a lot of soul
Okay.
R&B into it too. So you get a lot of different music forms that's combined within itself. Like I may have a track that may be house, but that house track may have a sample from an old song older than house that's from the '70s inside that track. So it's a sample track within the sample track, and I'm sampling that track. So, and it's the beauty of the fun of the whole thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. I look at it as artists uniting in their inspirations.
Yeah. Well, because my next point was, you don't ever feel unoriginal?
No. The thing is this. No, what's crazy is it's the instrumentals. And I have original instrumentals. Like, I got a guy. I got a producer who produced tracks for me. I'm like I say, I go off vibe and feeling. So, and I feel his stuff, but why should I subject myself to only being inspired by his tracks?
Yeah, you're right.
I'm locking myself in saying, you know what? No, that's nice, but he didn't make it.
Right,
Ooh, I like that, but he didn't make it.
Yeah.
That's unoriginal.
It's very limiting. It's very limiting.
Yeah.
And the other way you put it is you might be putting other people on that you said that their tracks never got claimed and acclaimed, and like you're helping them, come up in the world as well.
I think.
And it's not like you're claiming to have made that track
No,
like that. You're not.
No,
So.
I'm not claiming to have made nobody's tracks. I don't even. And we on an interview.
Right.
And I'm telling motherfuckers right now. I know. I'm not a track maker. I don't make tracks. I make the flows. I spit the flows to let the people know. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's cool. I mean, I already don't have the time to do it. I mean, I love the art form of those who do it, like create tracks and make the beats and instruments, because it's the foundation. It's the marriage of what we have. It's the lyrics and the beat, and we holy matrimony. So it's like you gotta have your producer who make the beats, and you gotta have your MC who put the words down. And some of these songs would have got more acclaim had they had words on it.
Okay.
They might not think so.
Okay.
But we can see.
And that's kind of what you're doing now.
I'm putting it to the test.
Yeah,
I'm putting it to the test to say, had this song had words on it, what it would have done with the words on it? And motherfuckers say, and if it goes farther than what it did, we'll know the answer.
Right.
But I'm not discrediting what that person done by just putting out a whole 6 minutes of an instrumental.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking that. All I'm saying is,
I know. And well, to be honest, like no one's really gonna care until you actually make it, until one of your tracks makes it, and then they're like, wait, that was my shit. And they're like, yeah, I just, I was asking permission. I never got word from you, but now that I have word, can I have permission?
See, what's crazy is, my thing is, why not bring them out? Why not bring all these motherfuckers out that's going to say, he took my stuff? I'm going to say, you know what? I'm inspired by you.
That's a good way to go about it.
I'm just not the person. I didn't see it as a money game. I saw it as a game for the people to feel something new.
Yes.
I'm not trying to blood suck you in, and I put your name on the fucking project saying you did it.
I know.
So how am I trying to be slick?
No, I know.
What's slick about that?
Well, you're upfront about it at the end of the day, and they can't be. You can't be mad about that because you're just like you should revel in the success together.
All my thing. Only reason they would probably be mad, and if they petty, if my version of the song did better than their version of the song. Like with the words, with the words versus without the words. Yeah. Is that really something to get mad about?
No,
think about it, motherfucker.
No. It's like taking something.
You gotta think about it like this. Had you not made the beat, I wouldn't have made the words. You know what I'm saying? So
there you go.
You are still the inspiration.
There you go.
The sole inspiration for my creation. So I'm not big-headed about what I do. All I'm saying is I'm gonna take this with their greatness, add my greatness, and see what we do, and see how the people like it. That's all I'm saying.
And where do you plan to put your tracks? What venues do you plan? Like what crowd is this meant for?
I think what I'm doing with my project is basically for the elevated minds. Those that's not too caught up into being boxed in by subjecting themselves to only loving one music form. You gotta be open to love what I do. You can't be caught all into trap. yeah, it's another form of music, but you
Right,
can't
right,
be
right,
just
right.
caught just into that because that's
Right.
making that person as a one dimensional listener. I can't be worried about not having those fans. All I'm concerned with is motherfuckers who love good music, stuff that feel good, stuff you can dance to.
Okay.
I'm not advocating the genocidal, homicidal, lyrical blend. All I'm doing is bringing forth the vibrations. And I have some stuff that's rugged. I have some stuff that talk about, you know, man, the streets. And I talk about the struggle. And I talk about hardship. And I talk about poverty. And I talk about gunshots. And I talk about all these different elements that happen in the community in which I still live.
Right, right,
You know, never would I ever be on some old getting beyond where I'm at.
right, right.
You know, because that's reality. That's where we at. But do every song have to reflect where I'm at?
No, it doesn't have to.
Like gunshot
Or-
shooting every day. I'm gonna shoot you tomorrow. You know, but my thing is this: it's a lot of violence. We in Chicago, and that's what's real. So it's a real big violence, drug, gangster aspect to what Chicago is.
But to keep it real, I mean, how much of it is blown out of proportion on the media?
A lot of it is blown out of proportion because you got guys now thinking that's the only way they can be successful in the rap game or successful in this music industry is to mimic or clone themselves, self-clone themselves into what's being played on the radio that's getting popular or notarized. See, I'm from when cats was just doing original stuff, and you create what you feel, and you throw it out there. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta be trying to sound like this, that, and the third, or that person. But people want to get in the game for just bread, you know, and
Right.
that's what it is. But if you got something that you feel and gotta say, and if you trying to bring forth something that you want people to know, you deserve to get paid. But that's gonna come. But first, be a master of your art.
I love that.
You know, you gotta be a master of what you do first. You can't just come out here
No.
and put out some simple beats and then demand motherfuckers pay you a lot of money.
How did you? Was that your logic back in the day when you first started, or was your logic, I got to get this bread? Like, who or what instilled that mentality?
No. I would never thought about doing it for bread. I always had a passion for it. I was always driven to do it. That's why I feel I learned the keys that I know right now because I was always passionate about doing it. You know, succeeding and failing. I learned a lot of things. You know what I mean? I could have been signed a long time ago with a record company or had a record deal like that. That's major. But me not want to just sell out quick and just sign on and say, yeah, I'm willing to do this and not do that, this, and the third. It wasn't my time, you know what I mean, to get on because I wasn't ready to change my style or I wasn't ready to change what I was doing because you get people that approach you and say sign this, but then they try to change what you do.
Okay.
Like we love your style, we love Warp Band, but as you get in, they want you to be like, well, could you you heard that new song by so and so?
People want to
You
hear.
heard that new song by so and so? You think you can put something make something on the
Can you feature this person? And
could you put something on the style of that? Like, could you have a song like that's like on that kind of style?
Yeah.
And they try to coach you and form you like clay. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So you gotta stay firm and really.
It's interesting. Do you think you'll ever sign then?
No, I mean where we at now, man. It's to the point where you can generate an engine for yourself. You know what I mean? You can pretty much throw it out there.
Through what? Through like social media or YouTube?
Social
or
media
SoundCloud?
social media is a good engine. All those SoundCloud, Reverb Nation.
Okay.
All those little different sites, man, they have for music, you know. The YouTube, iTunes, Apple Music, all that stuff is a good engine
Okay.
for pretty much starting your own thing up. So, at the same time, you can still do the old school thing. It still work. I mean, because I see, like, concerts coming up and they still make like flyer posters, you know,
Yeah, we were
promote the
talking about
city.
that the other
We were
day.
talking about that, and it's like what you want to do is you want to still have all those ground cover. You want to keep yourself out of nothing when it comes to promoting yourself, man. It's like you do that shit hand in hand. You have a guy who you have a guy who have a promoters team do it for you, and they little clubs and concerts at the little parties. After the little parties, you have somebody outside here. RKB's got a sound party. You know, you do all that. You know, like the hand in hand. I used to be a promoter. I used to club promote.
Right.
So I know how to get a street buzz going about something, but you just gotta line it up. I gotta line it up. But then I have a friend who still do street promotions. You know, I got a buddy who still do it, and I actually got him the job doing it.
There you go.
And he's still doing it from this day on.
There you go.
And I don't do it no more. But once I, get I get a little listening party going, I want to set something up like that, like around the summertime, as I get further into my productions and start to finish them up, because I'm just in the midst of pretty much laying them all. It's a lot of little energy that's been flowing, man. I've been trying to get all this stuff
Got a solid list going.
gathered so I can go ahead and record them.
Right.
But yeah, man. I mean, I'm always driven toward the passion of it, man. I think that's why I say I'm gonna always do what I do, despite whether coming out as a famous artist or not. It's like this what you do. When you it's like when you something. You know what I mean? When you're an MC, you just that shit forever. Ain't no.
No, I love that, and I feel like
I didn't get older that I should stop. No, if you do that shit, if you're good at something, you do it. You do it. That's what you do. You do it.
But I feel like when you make it, you're not gonna change. Nah. Because you've had this mentality the whole time. It's like you're not going to change who you are no matter what status or fame you eventually accumulate.
Yeah, I mean, because you know what? That's just a facade, man. People who know you, know you. You got to always stay real to, especially who you and yourself. You will feel like you're being unreal to yourself.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You got to be embracive. You still got to be appreciative for the things that happen. You still got to be open.
Yeah.
Open, man. And because you never know what doors could lead you to a greater and higher level.
Right.
You got to be open. Then you can't change. You know, you got to be a genuine person. You know, everybody not out here to hurt you, and everybody not out here to backstab you. So you gotta. But a lot of people do, try to take advantage of people. But in the long run, everybody pretty much want to be a part of what you got going on.
Yeah.
And you gotta look at that too. It's like, you go from right here to then getting up and everybody now want to be in your face and Mr. Hey, Miss, ain't you RKB? Ooh, ah. Everybody going crazy. And you handle that to the point to where it's like, all right, at first, it was barely notice him. Ooh, I hope he don't come over here. I hope he don't get too close. And this, that, and the third. And then when the other light shine, they, ain't that so-and-so? Ooh, let me get your bag, sir. Can I open the door for you, sir? You get all this different special treatment. And you don't get that as an everyday individual.
No.
And you got to ask yourself, do I have to really be, famous to get treated to the point where it's like, hey. And that's just, I guess, the city, too, though. It's like this, and that's just the world right now.
Right.
It's to the point where I don't know you. I'm not gonna say nothing, and this that I can't trust you. It's just a guarded world. We're in a guarded world, but I think music is one of them things that centers a lot of people, and it, like when you're in a club or whether you're in your car or in the house when you play music, it just
puts you in the zone. No, that's the goal.
You
right?
become it overwhelms you. Yeah, you become overwhelmed.
People listen to music to try to set the tone for certain. If they're feeling some type of way, they want a certain type of music to put them in that certain mood.
Yeah.
And I love the from what I heard the good vibes you're putting out there.
Yeah, man. You gotta give vibe. You gotta give people sometimes what they don't even expect that they need.
Ooh, I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be some people who hear my music who probably would never heard it had they not have heard it on the radio.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
You're gonna have some people who may be at a club one day, they may play it, then they may be like, damn. And they normally wouldn't dig my type of stuff.
It's interesting. And are there artists out there that prefer to remain underground and to not be heard on the radio waves? Does that become too mainstream?
And yeah, I was one of those a long time ago.
Okay.
When you from hip hop early, when it was early and you knew the rules of hip hop, you wasn't trying to sell out and be all radio ready. You was just trying to stay true to street shit and what you know.
And has that changed now?
That changed a lot because nowadays cats is like, yeah, I'm spitting about the street, but I ain't getting no money. So then you get these people coming, I love it, this, that, and the third, and then they start letting people who ain't even hip hop control the shit.
Yeah.
People who ain't even hip hop really control hip hop. You know that, right? That's the funny part about it. But as we do, man, we play our part as the artists, man. We just stay in our lane and stay where we at and keep being creative. That's all we can do. And hope that our checks be on time and stuff like that. And as things get because like I said, I've done stuff and it's been to the point where it's been overseas, this and the third. And it's like it was for a fam long time ago, man. It's just I mean, the life and the energy you put out there is what you get back, man. You put the good energy out there,
Right.
and you get good energy back. And what I'm trying to do now is not pretty much give off bad vibrations and then have a concert and be wondering why the fuck this shootout happened. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we don't want that.
My thing is this, it's like, yeah, I want to tell my story and tell my tales about the street life, this, that, and the third. But yeah, I'm gonna do it, but I ain't gonna do that shit every song.
Right.
You know what I mean? Get the shit when I give it to you, them first 3, 4, 5 songs, whatever.
Sure.
But every song you ain't gonna always hear. You know what I mean?
Right,
How rough I had it.
Okay, yeah, I know.
I mean, do I want you motherfuckers to dance or feel sorry for me?
Yeah.
I mean, what? Make your man up. Make your man up. You know what I'm saying? What do I want?
I love that.
So I'm gonna give your ass some fun loving shit, some party shit, because I want y'all to check your ass and have a good time.
This is
when
gonna be the most eclectic mix of.
When the RKB get on, you know what I'm saying? I want you to have a good time and think about partying, you know.
Right.
So I mean, I give a little bit of the dark, and then I also gotta shed the light. You gotta always get a light. So
Right. So to go back to maybe the come up when you're up and coming. Bills got to be paid, rent's got to be paid, groceries and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
maybe
real
people
life
have kids
stuff,
and
man.
whatnot.
That's
So
real
real life
life
stuff. Is there a certain position, certain job that people can put themselves in order to get their foot in the door in the industry? And I think you mentioned being a club promoter, but is there any other job out there that can help situate someone so to make the right connections in the music industry?
There's a few of them in there, man, and you'll be surprised. It's like people, you can either just work at a club, man. There's a lot of ways to get information and meet people that's connected with the business. Like you can be a bartender at a club that's popping. And once you get your certain regulars there, you know what I'm saying, get to know, and they familiar with you, you familiar with them, they need to know who you are. Mm-hmm. They wasn't to take stuff from you. They see you. You didn't hook them up. You didn't give them their friends plays at the bar. Right. Round. Here's a round for the guys who had table number 4. Hey, it's on me, guys. Next thing you know, I like that person. Who's that guy? Mm-hmm. Or who's that girl? I'm gonna give him my car when I leave. That motherfucker might be a label executive. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's all kind of ways, man, especially in the nightlife. You know what I'm saying? When you're involved in yourself in the nightlife, it's pretty much, it's open doors for a lot of stuff, man. It's like, it's out there. You just got to be a person that's driven and persistent to get something going. You can't wait for the shit to come knocking at your door like, yeah, I heard you do music. Or, I heard you want this new job. Oh, yeah, I heard you want $20 million. I got it for you. Ain't no motherfuckers going to do that. So you have to get out here, like the book say, and like the Father say, Holy God said, Holy Yahweh, I can tell you, man, don't work, don't eat. You gotta get your ass out here and work.
Yeah.
So whether it be working on something that you enjoy doing or working on something that you gotta do.
Right.
You gotta work.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
And
I hear you.
ain't no changing that, man. Especially when you respect for time, life, and love, them type of things. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Right.
I tell people it's something that you gotta hold yourself accountable for something special. You get these values in life. There's a lot of values in life. You gotta take something important to heart, something that you wouldn't die for. You know what I mean?
Right. So as far as actually producing the music, I'm sure a lot of people might make the excuse for themselves like, oh, I don't have the right recording equipment. I don't have the right microphone. I don't have the right software on my Apple. I don't even have an Apple Music computer. So, and the tracks that I've heard were off your phone, off your cell phone. It just seems like you haven't made an excuse for yourself to actually record. No,
man. I'm the type of person who, I'm that guy who want to go to the studio. I don't want to play around. I don't want to go in there assuming it's gonna feel right or hoping it feel right, because I want the people to really appreciate it. So what I do is I just do a early record, like a pre-recording, simple recording, just to drafts, idea drafts. Would it be a hook, a verse,
sure,
a hook and a verse? You know what I mean? With music, without music, depending on how I created it. I may have created it and then I have a track for it. It's gonna be just an idea that's recorded. But what I've been doing lately is preparing myself to go record at a bigger studio you know, since I've been here. I've been recording at different little spots, man. I ain't been too Premiere, but I've used to recording in Premiere spots. Like my early recordings, all them been in like big studios, so I know what it's like. And what I'm doing now, finding stuff that inspired me, man, and recording it on my phone. You know what I mean? Pretty much having the track playing and hooking up my Bluetooth speaker, playing an instrumental that I'm digging, and then I just go with my other phone as the mic. You know, and I go up in there and I, you know, put the ideas down, jot them down, lock them in, see how I feel before I even go record the stuff. Because I don't want to go waste no time. I got too much respect for time to go in there playing around. You know, I don't play around with time. You know, I tell people they ain't gonna wait for me. You know what I'm saying? Time ain't waiting for your ass. You better get more like time. Try to copycat his ass. You know what I'm saying? Start waiting around for shit. Because ain't nothing gonna come to a waiter, man. You gotta get out here and keep it moving, keep the wheels turning.
Wow.
So,
yeah.
That's what I've been doing.
Have you ever struggled with like a sense of failure? And I guess it just seems like you don't. But have you struggled with anything? Have you hesitated to produce anything for any whatever reason?
No, you know what's crazy? Like any of the failure that came about my way, man, is they was probably chosen, or they was probably for the better. Because things had happened sooner, I probably wouldn't have what I have now. I probably wouldn't be in the mind state where I'm at now. I probably would have been more controlled, or somewhat controlled by some label people, or you know, some kind of paper contract. But and had I had a weak spirit for just saying, all right, I do it. You want me to change up?
Yeah.
You gonna sign me? Okay.
Right.
You know, then or get rid of these guys and just me.
Right.
All right. Or start sounding like so and so for 20 million. Okay. You know, I can't do that, man. So there's been times where you gotta just but sticking to who you are is important, man. It's just what it is. You know, sometimes you don't think who you are carries a whole lot of weight.
Right.
Because you're just an everyday person. But you don't know what the intent is for the next person with you. They might have big intentions for your ass that you don't even know about.
Right.
And you don't see it come and you won't get it because you ain't willing to break who you are. So that's just an untold story that you'll never find out about. But I think I could have been on a couple of times before. But
wow. Okay. Is there a certain part of the country that would be more geared towards producing music? And it makes sense that you're in Chicago. You said house music was kind of up here, right? So
yeah, house music came from here, but Chicago got a scene of all that. You got a hip hop scene.
Yeah.
You got a house scene. You know, for all types of stuff that you into. But you ain't really got to go far, and it's to the point where it's one of them places that it'll be a good place to jump out of and be big. You know what I mean? Chicago one of those places, but it's still one of those sour apple spots to where it's like nobody really gravitate towards you while you trying to do it.
Right.
They wait
until you've made it.
They wait till you've done it.
I know.
Yeah. So.
Do you think you'll leave Chicago when you make it?
No, I'm thinking I'm gonna be here, man. I think like I was telling another person that I know earlier this week. I was like, man, Chicago is a real good place to be. It's a real good place to live with you having the money, the ability to have that type of money to live in a place. You know what I mean? In the city, like if you got the right kind of bread, living in Chicago, shit, it's a dope place to live. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta have the bread to spend to have the fun
pricey.
to have the fun in this motherfucker. 'Cause it's some unmarked places in this motherfucker, man. That with the right money, you wouldn't even believe it's here. Like,
yeah.
Chicago got this.
Right.
Like, yeah, motherfucker.
So I'm sure you could probably rattle off some awesome low-key spots in the South Side that hasn't been turned up yet.
I mean, Southside got its elements, man. It's always up and coming. But like everybody now, they pretty much like gravitate towards that little High Park area. But what's crazy is, I remember when High Park was just High Park. You know what I mean? Now it's just like the downtown Southside.
Exactly.
Now. They even titled it Chicago downtown Southside downtown. You know what I mean? Because they saying that it's the Southside's downtown.
Right. Well,
But I mean, it's a lot going on. A lot of nice restaurants, a lot of nice little clubs and stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
How would you feel
good
if that
diversity.
happened to South Shore and Inglewood? that a positive thing?
I mean, yeah, I mean, diversity is always good, but what I'm saying is in Inglewood, it's like I don't see it being as diverse because the community and the crime rate over there. I mean, it's
Well,
just.
do you think the community within Inglewood would be open to gentrification?
Yeah, but it's gonna be one of those processes to where they gonna easily happen. It gotta happen over a period of time. They just can't rush it in. Like, okay, we gonna move all them in there too. Mixed income.
So speaking of change and gentrification and tying it back to music, you're kind of tying different eras together. Do you think people are ready to hear what you have to give them?
I mean, but when you think about what I'm doing, man, and I get kind of to a point where I'm really enthused to talk about it because this just the fucking beginning of what I'm doing. It's just the beginning, and cats gonna think that they gonna hear something and be like, it's rich, this shit gutted, this shit hot, and then they gonna hear something else and be like, damn, he's singing and he doing this and then the third too.
They can't even put a finger on it.
It's gonna be like you can't really predict what's next, and that's because of the way I'm moving with it, man. It's the way I'm moving. I'm driven by what I'm feeling. I'm not driven by the aspect of what the people gonna say when I bring it. All I gotta make sure is that it's fucking good.
Yeah.
It ain't about them saying, he sold out. He made this hard ass gangster song. Then he gonna come up and make this damn house song.
You're not surfing the trends.
I can't do that.
You're making your own waves.
But that's been my thing since I've been young. Like really, like in high school. Like that's been my thing. Like I don't follow the trends. I was a trendsetter. I make the trends. I do what I like to do, and people follow my lead. Like damn, you put that and that together. That look fresh. That's what I was on, man. I was always the type of person who just wear what I feel like it look fresh to me. Like I wear old ass corduroy blazer with some jeans,
and
a t-shirt,
people are like
a t-shirt, you know what I'm saying, a brim, and put some fucking combat boots on with it, and come to just to a function. Like I felt like wearing this. Put on a motherfucking straw hat, a tank top, and a blazer. Some jeans and some motherfucking house shoes. Some motherfucking Scooby-Doo house shoes. I felt like wearing this today. It ain't the costume or the clothing. It's the soul. It's the spirit. It's what's in you. It's what you carry. Mm-hmm. Don't be caught up into the packaging. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna bring something that people just gonna. The feeling it's gonna give them, they may not even know they had that feeling. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm trying to reach people in their deepest core of what they feel. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to see if I can do it in a way that I want to do it through music. You know?
I'm wondering, on top of bringing out good vibes for people to start dancing in the clubs, I wonder if through music you can bring out a deepening of the soul, like for people to realize like that life is like so much more than the superficial, right? So like through music, do you maybe future tracks or future whatever, like that could be a possible.
I mean, I got stuff that I'm dealing with that I'm gonna have to be on that page with people. I think that my music gonna speak to a lot of people heart and soul, man. Depending on whether it be some hood stuff or whether it be some vibe stuff, some get up and dance stuff, but I think they're gonna be able to relate, and I'm trying to keep it as not too over their head.
Okay.
I don't want it to go over their head, but as I go further into what I do,
maybe just sneak it in the whole like one track out of the whole like 15 tracks.
But nah, it's pretty much gonna be even better because it's gonna be a lot of people who wish that I had more of them type of songs opposed to them type of songs. They're gonna have people who have.
And then the people that were like, what happened to the poppy stuff? I really like that stuff.
Yeah. You got it.
Yeah, right.
People want, what happened? He should do more of those. So I can't drown him out with two of those and then get hit him with all that. Yeah, I'm in the spot, ready to blow shit. You know what I mean? They're like, wait a minute, he fooled us. He bamboozled us.
Right. Let me turn on this Bluetooth right here. Okay. All right. Yeah. So, do you think you'd be able to sample something real quick for us?
I mean, we can do it either way, man. I can let you. We can play some stuff, and I can
Yeah,
spit some
I
stuff.
would love
man.
to. I would love to. But that a couple of the ones that you played for me, I really, really liked, and I really have a good feeling about them, on when it's actually produced,
Yeah.
and how appealing it is to a lot of people.
Okay. Well, was it? Let me see. Let me go to it. Are you ready?
Yep. Go ahead.
You ready, world? Get the fuck up. I'm in this club again. Now spin again. I'm about to spin again. Make the good girl spin again. Say what? I'm in this club again. Now spin again. I'm about to spin again. Make the good girl spin and then I'm a drill like a hyena. Cause I lean off this cushion hand. These club lights flashing, flashing. I'm dressed in my latest fashion. My style is open casket. I'm fresh, fuck all you bastards. This song could turn a little drastic. Make you pump and dance a little faster. Don't make me feel like magic. I hate toe tag wrapped in plastic. Cause this beat is killer. Right. I hope y'all feel it right. I hope you get the ceilings tight. We about to party all fucking night. Come on. This beat is killer. Right. I hope y'all feel it right. I hope you get the ceilings tight. We about to party all fucking night. Let's go. Let's get the party on. Let's get the party going. I came to get this party on, man. Leave all your problems at home. Let's get the party on. Let's get the party going. I came to get this party on, man. But leave all your troubles at home. You know I got wine and Patron. I got Hennessy cooked with the cones. I got bitches they talking in stones. They surrounding my VIP throne. Let's get the party on. Let's get the party going. I came to get this party on, man. Leave all your problems at home. Leave all your troubles at home. Leave all your problems. I got it going on. Get that alien cut. I tell it that I don't. I be smoking that loud. I be smoking that strong. I got pounds of that Al Capone. I got pounds of that Tina Simone. I got pounds of that stuck in your zone. I got pounds of that Michael Jackson. Leave me alone. But get me up if you wanna get back home. I can't take your ass living on the throne. Exotic cars and $1 homes. Sit them down here coming all alone. Guys in the shower, we got a zone. Pop your stuff like cows on. Money takes the door, that's my wild zone. See me and put the smile on. Talk crazy, I get my dials home. Then they end up in my foul zone. I ain't fucking with you, bitch. I'm in the out zone. Ayy, play it like non-belief. Doing that real belief. Let me know y'all ready to cheat. Shit, grab your torch, I'm on the beat. Come on, let's get the party on. Let's get the party going. I came to get this party on, man. Leave all your problems at home. Let's get the party on. Let's get the party going. I came to get this party on, man. But leave all your troubles at home. Let's get the party on. Let's get the party going. I came to get this party on, man. Leave all your problems at home. Leave all your troubles at home. Leave all your problems. Don't stop, make a sweat drop. Don't stop, make a sweat drop. What? Don't stop, make a sweat drop. Don't stop, make a sweat drop. I say don't stop, make a sweat drop. I wanna see you dance, girl, make your ass pop. And if your hair sweating, go to the hair shop. If you break up, you can go to the nail shop. But tonight, it's all about partying in this bitch. Cause the Christian, but party up in this bitch. Blow a blunt, like party up in this bitch. Mafia, like party up in this bitch. Let me say it, like we party up in this bitch. So I keep on pumping. The biggest people, so they keep on coming. Hate on me now, get the whole world jumping. Hey, fuck all y'all, get the whole world jumping. Listen, let's get the party on. Let's get the party going.
Do you have one with Do you have one with just the instrumental, and you can spit some for us?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I got some. I can get some. I can do.
And just to make it clear, I know like it's on my Bluetooth speaker, and like he
Yeah.
probably recorded on his cell phone, so like forgive the quality, but like
Yeah.
seriously, like we see so much potential in this. And the first time I heard it, he actually was doing it live for me. So he had a blank instrumental on this and was just doing it live. So maybe we can get something like that going.
We'll go to another song.
Sure.
Let you check out this other song, man. I got the song called.
And this is still like a one-man show, right? You did everything yourself?
It's just on site. This got a song. This is a song called On Site. Okay. Yeah. About to make you love me all night. I bet you I can make you love me all night. Every time I see you on site. Every time I see you on site. Your Gucci bag fat ass, your jeans tight. You keep your hair and nails done, be looking nice. You make a nigga wanna fuck you all night, yes you do. Every time I see you on site. Prada bags, fat ass, your jeans tight. You keep your hair and nails done. You be looking nice, girl. You make me wanna. Fuck it, open the doors to the club where my cuties at. Where my bad bitches making bread and shaking booties at. I'm here to get my feelings on. Find myself a bad chick that put her body in the zone. I'm back up in Chicago and that's that city of Capone. These streets is fucking savage, but you know we call it home. It's home sweet home. You can see how players roam. And these bitches they be fine, but man they mind be half grown. Like they weave is half sewn. But fuck it, my man is said on fucking, so I'm going in this club tonight and I'm coming out. But so every time I see you on sight, your Gucci bag, fat ass, your jeans tight, you keep your hair and nails done, be looking nice. You make a nigga wanna fuck you all night. You're gonna love me, girl, every time I see you on sight. Your Prada bags, fat ass, your jeans tight, you keep your hair and nails done, be looking nice. You make a nigga wanna fuck you all night, so I'ma fuck you all night, make you love me all night, break you off, make your body take flight. Break you off, make you reach your higher heights. Break you off and I'ma make you love me all night. Break you off, yo.
I love that. I haven't heard that one before. I don't think I heard that one. That was dope.
I think you heard that one.
Fat jeans, fat ass. I love that. Tight jeans, fat ass. I love that.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
That's another good track.
But yeah, man, I'm just trying to get it elevated, man. I mean, that's one of the ones I'm gonna work on too. But I got a lot of stuff that I'm doing right now, man. But I mean, when they get like fully mastered and everything, engineered to its fullest sound quality, man, they gonna be kind of impressive, I think, you know. Right. Because I'm just trying to right now develop all the energy I want to put on them. It ain't about the sound quality, because I know the quality they have right now is good for what I'm doing. Right. You know, it's great for what I'm doing. Because I mean, on the Bluetooth, you heard how the song sound on the Bluetooth. That's good. So that's great for what I want to hear. Right. I'm just studying it.
You're laying down the brickwork, the foundation.
Yeah, I'm just studying it. Yeah, and putting down all the key ideas and all the. Wish I wouldn't have said this. I wish I should have said that. Right. I'm putting down everything. You don't need high quality stuff to do that. No. You just gotta basically have the sound. Right.
And the ideas, yeah.
For the quality that is, Cass was like, man, that shit sound like you went to the studio. I'm like, it's just clear. It's clear. It ain't like, man. You know, certain songs sound different because I record them at different paces. Sure. And then I record it, you know, by moving to different areas, you know what I mean? But a lot of stuff, like, for what I'm listening to, how I'm listening to it, man, it's perfect for study. It's perfect for doing the homework. Yeah, you know what I mean?
For someone that didn't know, like, how would they go about finding an engineer or producer or things like that?
That type of stuff is laid out, man. You just got to find a studio within your price range budget that you willing to pay.
And so if you can give me a range, lowest to average to highest.
I mean, you get a lot of cats doing stuff in their homes, man. You got in-home studios, and you got these upscale studios to where they have a long track record of been doing stuff for people all in the industry. So that's the difference. Like, if you got people who doing this stuff for their living, and they earn their income for this is how they pay for their rent, bills, and everything else, and they have a 6-figure income, versus a guy who had his equipment in his basement, his price is gonna be cheaper. But and that goes to the artist that you are. Do you want the cheap shit done, or do you want the high quality sound?
You get what you pay for.
That's what it pretty much boils down to. And so a studio you can get $25 an hour at certain studios. Then you got the $50 an hour at certain studios. Then you can have the upper, where they may be anywhere from 100 to 150, depending on if you're doing just vocals or you coming in there with live bands. So you got a different variety of things that happen in these studios, man, depending on what your setup is. You may be a guy who is you and 4 other cats who get y'all instruments. That could be charge you a little bit. It may cost you a little bit more. But
how important is it to have like a manager as well?
Having a manager now is not as important. I mean, it's important if you don't know the music business. You know, I say that shit because I've been going to music seminars and I've had managers and I know the job of a manager, so I really don't need a manager no more. Okay. You know, had you be a person or an artist who never had a manager, you need to get involved with trying to find somebody you trust and somebody who know the business, somebody who been there, somebody who done shit.
What is their job? Are they essentially booking stuff for you? And
they doing all the footwork. They doing some of the marketing. It sometimes could be they job too, because they your manager. They want to make sure everybody who a part of your team is doing their job, like the marketing team, the public relations staff, people who's supposed to be in charge of your promotion. Your manager's supposed to make sure all them people is doing their damn job, as well as doing his own job for making sure you have like upcoming events or trying to book shows for you or interviews for you and stuff like that. Like this thing we doing right now, my manager's supposed to be doing this shit, booking it. But you know what I'm saying? It's to the point where we grassroots.
Right.
And you got my phone number. You can just call me and say, man, can you come over here for an interview? And I'll get my ass like, yeah, I'm on my way, Victor Slick. And come over here. So, you know, it transcends, man, as things go further, you know. Yeah. And, you know, that's how I go. Had it be later in the years and say the shit do take off and I do blow the fuck up.
Yeah.
That it's gonna change from, hey Lane, RKB, it's gonna be, there's a Victor Slick on the phone for you.
Oh yeah, Victor Slick.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man, it's a good thing, but studio, it could be pricey, but you gotta be an artist who know your stuff. You can't be going to the studio not knowing your craft, man. You can't go in there trying to figure out your words or studying your songs.
No, this is the time to do it outside the studio. Yeah, you said it's by the hour, right? Like they bill you by the hour.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's like you want to pretty much have everything locked away as far as your recording. You don't want to go in there, hold on, could you take that back? I said the wrong word. You want to go in there pretty much knowing your stuff, man. Once you get all your homework at home and master your stuff and you feel like it feel good to you and you ready to get it heard and exposed, then you go to the studio and you go do it. You know what I mean? So that's how it go.
How much time?
Jack, come on.
How much time do you feel you put in before you felt like a master? Jack, down. Down. How much time do you feel like you put in into the craft before you felt like you had something special?
I had to first, man, get out, because you got to go out here and expose your stuff. You got to get out here and do some shows or let people hear. Letting people hear is a good way for them to know, but it ain't always a sure way for them to get to all your answers. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because people will tell you, yeah, I like it, it sound good, you know, but these people Right. So they might be like, I ain't going to tell them it don't sound good. Or, they don't want to give you false hope, you know, but it's sometimes good if they just be honest, you know, as an artist, you know, you got to sometimes be able to take that kind of critique or criticism because you ain't going to be good to everybody, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I didn't have shows. I never got booed, but it's just like, you know, I never had a bad show. It wasn't a bad turnout. You know, I've been at shows where there wasn't a lot of people there.
But you want people, like, going with it, you know?
But, yeah, the thing is, you got to, that's why I say I've done my share of shit, making sure I don't get booed at home. I be at home making sure, you know, to me it feel good and it sound good. So I want to go challenge it. So I won't be trying to, you know, make people who know me come to my show like, man, you know me. Make sure when I get up there, you clap real loud.
Yeah.
You know, I just you bring your crowd with you.
Oh, okay.
You bring your crowd with you.
Right.
But so, and you know, people do that, and it is to, I guess, to aid the other crowd, the other people on who don't know you.
Sure.
You know, it's a marketing scheme, but that's all. That's what they into. But I want to get the raw answer.
You want it to be organic. And,
I want to get I want people who don't know me, never heard my stuff, haven't seen me before, didn't know I was going to even be there.
Yeah.
And, here's RKB. I go up there and do my thing. And
I cannot wait till we're like stuck in traffic and I hear your freaking track on the radio and I'm like, no way.
Yeah, we got to do it, man. Because, I mean, I really been marinating and harboring myself for a minute, man. It's to the point now, if I ever feel like I need to know, I gotta really know, because it's like I've been holding the craft and been doing it. So it's like now it's to the point where if it's gonna elevate and explode, you know, to where
it's ready,
it brings a better living for me, then I need to go and see.
Yeah.
You know, because I may be just harboring my gift and it may be something waiting for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you gotta get out there and be on some let me throw it into the universe and see what I get back.
Right.
That's pretty much how you gotta look at it.
Right. And so you plan on, within 2019, you plan on producing it, and then I guess you know a couple people throughout the club life, and you can get your tracks out through the clubs.
Yeah, I mean, couple of DJs, you know, who may be able to give me some spins. You know, a couple of other DJs who do little radio shows and stuff. You know, maybe able to give me some time. You know, or some plays.
And I'm guessing more often than not, people don't have those connections. So then, how would they go about spreading what they have to share? And I think did you mention like YouTube or SoundCloud or
Yeah,
Pretty
much now everybody have a a Facebook or something like that.
It feels so saturated, right? So like, how do you really get yourself out there? There's millions of artists on SoundCloud, right? So like, how do you stand apart?
It's millions of artists doing millions of things out there, man. And the thing you can do, you gotta throw it out, at least throw it out there into the universe, because what's meant for you can't be taken from nobody, man. Can't nobody take what's meant for you, and who knows? Mm-hmm. Social media may be waiting for you. Mm-hmm. The shit may be designed just for you. Mm-hmm. You gotta think like that. You can't be thinking like, man, there's so many artists on there, man. How they gonna ever find my shit? Right. You gotta be like, man, that shit is designed. It's an engine for me to put my music on for people to hear it. And who knows? You may make the fucking social media world go crazy. It may be your song that crashed the shit. Like, it could be any. Yeah, you just had because things happen, man. You can't never think that the odds are against you.
Here's a lowdown, and I don't think you're not really big on social media at the moment, but are you familiar with the term influencers?
Yeah, I mean from the word itself, but right. I don't.
People that have millions of following on their profile, so they feel like all these millions of people, and just to give you another sense of perspective, the formula, the algorithm that companies like Instagram and Facebook use, they only allow 10% of your followers to see your stuff. Right? So if I had 100 followers, only 10 of my friends would see my stuff. But these millions of people, right? So the 10% flies out the window when you have that many people following your stuff. Mm-hmm. Anytime they release a video, what if they had a track in the background music of that video, and then they give you credit in the caption, and then people click on that link, and they're like, RKB laid a hot track on this influencer's video. I want to start following RKB and what other music he has to let out. I learned that from a guy called Gary Vaynerchuk, who's a huge marketing guy. But that's just another, just outside the box kind of thinking. And I know that you do want to come back down to the grassroots and still hand out flyers and things like that. But and I'm sure you're not the type of person to do this. You'll never close a door or an opportunity that you can walk through.
Right. And then, and it's so much as this, Flyer is still a great source of information, you know what I mean? Because, you'll be surprised about
because like you said, not everyone is on social media.
Yeah, some people don't deal with it. You got some young people don't deal with it. You got some people in their 20s and 30s who just ain't into it because they didn't have bad scenarios happen to them. Right. They didn't have people get their number who they didn't want to have their number, or they had people constantly get in touch with them who they didn't want to get in touch with them, and they just stopped dealing with it. But then I posted this flyer that says latest new hot sensation artist or whatever from Chicago, represented by ways of LBC in Chicago on the whole, because I'm representing both cities. I'm an LBC. I'm California. I'm Calicago. You know what I mean? So I'm representing both cities.
I love that. The first time I heard that, I was like, that's awesome.
And as cats see it, I'm having on T-shirts and everything, man. When I'm on stage, California, I'm Mr. California, Calicago. Yeah, California, Calicago. When I'm in Chicago, it's California. When I'm in California, it's Calicago.
Okay. Right.
It's a mixture. So that's how I be doing it, man. It's like, yeah, but that's where I'm pretty much at with. The flyer thing is still a good source of information because a lot of people will still grab it, man. A lot of people like to have stuff. Mm-hmm. It's like they want to have the information to know I got it. You know what I mean? It's always a sense of I got it in people. So when they go to like a barbershop or a beauty salon or a school, like say you at college and you see an upcoming concert coming up. On the fly, on the tables, you like, it's music. Even if you don't go to the concert, you're going to punch in on your phone to see who I am or what my background is and who I know and how I'm connected.
It depends. I think we talked about this earlier, but I can't hear your track on a flyer, right? So like I said, when are people on social media? When they're watching TV and a commercial is on, or they're on the toilet and they're just scrolling through their feed. So then an influencer's video comes up, whatever video is on it, but your track's on the background and they're listening to it. Then they're like, where did you get this music from? And they're like, oh, RKB, go follow him. And then there you are. So, just be open to the idea.
Yeah, that's another source. That's another form of, that's another form of, that's another pilot, man. It's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, It's all about reaching people and how you can reach them. I ain't even opposed to that shit. They can have my voice and my track on that motherfucker in the background. You know, fuck, had a whole song playing if you want to. Shit, you can rap with the song if you want to between your interlude. Take a commercial break.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
And then,
well,
you know
I don't know if this has happened to you, but like you're watching a commercial and you're like, that's a dope song. And then you try to go on Google or YouTube and like song associated with this commercial. And then you find the song and notice in the comments, who came here due to this commercial? And then everyone's like, me.
Hey, you know the dope commercial to me? I'm gonna tell you since we're on that topic. I seen you gonna remember this commercial? Remember that commercial, that 4th of July commercial? They were selling the cars, the presidents. Man, George Washington.
I don't have cable, dude. I don't watch TV.
It's a commercial.
Yeah, I don't watch TV.
Oh, well, I'm gonna have to pull it up for you one day on your phone, cause that shit is on there. That's the shit. It's a commercial.
Okay.
But you had the presidents on there rapping and shit. It was cold.
That's funny.
Selling the car. Suspension smooth. It was wild, but yeah, man. I mean, it's like you got a lot of indies out there now to the point where you can do the social media thing and still hand out the have people who have a guy who do the street work for you. I know guys who actually still people who walk around with flyers at every party that come up in the city. They out there. Like every party they out there handing out flyers for the next party.
I love it.
Handing them out.
I love it.
So. It's to the point where it's not that lost of an art, so it still serves as a purpose. 'Cause some people like to have flyers, man. Some people keep them shits and put them in their little collection. Some people put the shit on their refrigerator and shit.
Right.
Depending on who the artist is.
I went to the first RKB show.
Shit like that, man. People be doing that. You got to think about how this world run, man. And every time I'm out here, I think about more and more how people are just. You got a lot of people that's caught into what they caught up into. Some of the shit is weird. Some of the shit not weird. You got people who collect mice. You got people who do all kind of shit, man. You got people who collect coins, and that's cool because I collect the quarters. So you got people who do a lot of different things. I like to fly kites. How many motherfuckers like to do that? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. So. Yeah, people do a lot of stuff out here. You know what I'm saying? People who bake on every Sunday.
Right.
You know what I mean? Every Sunday I'm baking cookies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You get people who do things. So it's like you gotta yes, you know, so this is a big world, man. So
yeah. So if you could, you know, would you do anything differently if you were to do it all over again?
Ooh. Differently?
Yeah.
Probably not as much, man. Probably not as much. Because I think where I'm at now, I think I've learned a lot from the things that didn't happen sooner. Like a lot of times that I didn't sign contracts and stuff like that and didn't get too carried away with, you know, having somebody control me. So I'm to the point now where this is the time that I think that is scrolled out, like written.
Okay.
To start to happen for me, man. When I'm able to open up my horizon to being creative with other genres, where I'm able to be more accepting to ideas concerning my own creativity. Because when I was first as an artist, fresh as an artist, I wasn't open to people trying to add to my creativity or give dictations about what I do or any of that. You know, I was concerned with, I created, I know what's going on, you shouldn't really have much say so. Because shit, you ain't the creator, I am. But you have to grow and understand that sometimes outside views could be a good component for what it is you do.
I love that, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you've become more open-minded and willing to work with and collaborate with other people. Or like maybe criticism,
more
like
so,
be open to criticism.
Yeah, more so with the whole people's perspectives.
Okay.
You know, because you got to realize, too, these people are your listeners as well. They not just people who saying stuff that they feel like it don't feel good. These people are your future listeners, so you got to take into account what they saying, if it's negative or positive.
Right.
You know, you can't just only be willing to accept the good motherfuckers tell you and not accept none of the bad they tell you.
Right. Well, I mean, it's pretty much all the questions I had. I mean, I appreciate the insight into the industry, and I love everything you're about, from mindset to the work ethic to the integrity. And, you know, I feel like 2019 will be a fruitful year for RKB. And I really cannot wait for people to hear your tracks on the radio waves and in the clubs. And I can't wait to hear, like, you know, like, how'd you get this guy on your interview? Yeah, I mean, RKB, you know,
I mean,
from day one.
Man, I'm driving and driven to get it to the next level, man. I'm just driving and driven. I think the energy that's flowing right now it's flowing because great things is bound to happen and great things is on the way. So I think to the point where the reason I'm able to create the way I'm creating is because something is due to be coming my way, and it's preparing me to be ready for it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to know, outside of what's you being showed or told all the time, that when your time is near, you know what I mean? You got to have a sense of warmth or endurance to know that your time is near. You got to have that intuition to say, yeah, I feel as if right now this is the time that I'm supposed to be getting ready to get it, you know?
Yeah. All right, cool. Appreciate the time, man. We wish you well, but maybe we can reconnect later on. I know your head is down and you're continuing to grind, but when you've made it, we'll get you back on. All right.
Sound good.
Appreciate it.
Sound good,
All
man.
right.
Shit was fun.
Yeah, thank you.